What's up, everybody? Brennan Edwards here, your tech specialist for The Curse of Akakor, with my takeaways for episode 7. All right, guys, so I just want to acknowledge we're halfway there. This is half the episodes. We done made it. We feel good. We've already discovered a lot of stuff that Tatankanara has some real issues with tragedies associated with him. We've marked a couple of things off the list that could possibly be entrances to the curse of, or the city of Akakor. Got my butt dragged up and down mountains. I've been through rivers. There's been a lot going on. Gone to cities to like talk to nuns. So a lot has already happened. So if we're only halfway there, you only have to wonder like what's coming next. So without further ado, let's get into what happened here. All right, so first off, I want to talk about is that we actually, as you guys saw, we split the teams. And after we would come back together when we split the teams in like Brazil, we didn't really talk very much about what happened. And I don't know, there wasn't a big reason for that. So all I'm saying is in that I did not know the amount of information that Paul and Bobby were able to gather from the locals in regards to what happened to Sandy's brother. So I'm like, watching the show, like, oh, I'm learning stuff. I honestly didn't know. I didn't know all that stuff that they found. And I honestly found this part of the episode extremely interesting. It's like, oh, wow. Like, these locals remember this. Like, they remember what happened. They remember this guy coming out here. And they also remember very specific things that Tatankanara said to them, as well as this, Sandy's brother, Mr. Reed. And so it's pretty interesting. Like, I'm kind of into this right now. Like, oh, I didn't know that. All right, cool. I hope you're as into it as I am. I just like to point out, as I said in episode, I think 2, is that there's 2 different ways that you can go through the jungle to be able to find a lost city. One of them is a very inefficient way, which has been done for generations of humankind. You take guides, you take big knives, you take time, you take effort, and you just dig through it. Or you could do like me, show up, get a partial way there, and then throw a drone in the air and have the drone search for you. So I just want to give a big shout out to drones in general. I'm so happy they were made. They really made my life so much easier. I had to walk so much less. I didn't have to go to the waterfall. And in this episode, as you can see, I didn't have to walk even close to as far as I would have, but I got to fly the drone. So it's just like, hey, look at that, guys. Oh, guess we don't need to go over there because I flew the drone. So all is well. That's a lot of the involvement I had in this episode. This episode was very mystery heavy, but I do want to talk a little bit about some of the behind the scenes stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple quick videos and pictures of what happened and what life was like, mostly on that plateau, but around the time that we were filming this particular episode, behind the scenes. So check it out and let me know what you think. It's the moment, y'all. That lady right there, Meg, it's going to hit. Wait, you see it? That waterfall there. She's rappelling down that. This is the moment where we split. It's getting real. Tallest waterfall in Brazil. That's real life. And you can't see it, but right there, Megan is preparing to just go down this. Like, she's like, I have ropes, I have confidence, I have myself, because she is Megan. And she's gonna just go like right down there looking for an entrance to Akahim. So, are we gonna find it? Is it fun to go down the waterfall? Am I gonna go down the waterfall? Stay tuned. 100%
Brennan,
effort.
how on earth are your feet still dry? We've just been walking down this creek.
It is
for a couple
strategy.
of hours.
There's very specific strategies of walking in this without getting your feet wet. Number 1, you look for placement of every single step. The placement should always be towards the roots of some form of vegetation. I always try to go for that, and then I always put heel first, not toe first. If your toe goes in, your whole boot's wet. You put your heel in, probably not.
Do you not have drainage holes?
I do have drainage holes, but they're closer to my toe than my heel. So that's the whole reason I put my heel in on the root, and I don't get wet. I know you guys are upset because you guys got the wet feet.
No.
But I don't have the wet feet.
So Brennan said number 1, and that's his rule.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to point out to you one of Moose's failures. As you can see,
It is not a failure.
this is 100% a failure. As you can see, he is taking down his hammock. Why are you taking down your hammock, Moose? Because when we first got here, Moose was like, I'm not sleeping in a tent, I'm sleeping in a hammock. And I was like, Moose, the ground is too soft for that. Like, these trees cannot support your heavy ass. And, I'm just saying, we still got more nights here, Moose. Why are you taking it down?
Because I didn't forget, I had to leave back my cord
Megan
to
has plenty of
run
cord.
gussets to the base of those other trees.
Oh, so to tie the trees down?
Yeah, because that tree is uprooted, and I didn't want to take the chance in the middle of a rainy night to just have a sudden back in the muck. So, yeah, Brennan, I'm staying in a tent out of safety,
Safety.
but it wasn't because of my
I
mistake.
told you, and I told him, that it is not possible to do this, and he disagreed.
It's
He
only
continued to
because I
build.
had to pack light.
Continue to build. Even though he knew he packed light, he continued to build. And guess who was right?
5 minutes of building.
He built this hammock and he was wrong. Point proven.
But I would like to interject for a second. I also hung it because it was a little wet from our last trek up the Inca Hack area.
He likes to make secondary excuses on the back end. It's like a Monday morning quarterback. He's like, oh yeah. So I meant to do that because it helps to dry it out.
Did I, Megan?
He
Did
wanted.
I talk about drying it out?
You guys have been spending far too long together.
He did not want. He did not want to sleep in this tent. I'll tell you that right now. He had no intention of sleeping or putting together a tent. And now he has slept in this tent for 2 nights, and it is well put together.
House of the Moose.
House of Moose. Megan, what you doing there?
So I'm just doing a bit of fixing in the bush. I love this, like improvising. So I'm just Brennan's strap snapped for his torch. So we're
She's
just,
so nice. She said
we're
it
just
snapped.
Fixing it.
I lost it. She's so nice. I lost my strap like an idiot, and I was like, Megan, help! And she's just hooking it up because she's Megan and she knows how to use rope really good. And she just has extra paracord laying around everywhere because she's Megan. Now she's fashioning it so we can still work. My big old head. I do have a big head. She's doing magic with the rope right there. Adjustable ferret fitting.
Okay. So that should fit around your head.
It's adjustable. Okay. Here, you take these 2 things.
Cool.
Thank you. Alright.
And then that bit around the back, yeah, you can pull it tight. So you just pull on those 2 knots.
These? I'll pull the
away
knots.
from each other. Yeah, pull the knots away from each other.
Oh, it's already tight. That's why I'm pulling. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not working. Perfect. And now I'm happy.
Sorted.
Thank you. Thanks, Megan. All right, guys. I hope that was as interesting for you as it was for me to film it. It was extremely intense, and I can't wait for episode 8 because it's going to be even more intense than episode 7, and obviously more is going to be revealed. So I'll have a takeaway, and I hope to see you guys soon.